Soon Lucas and Zoe are expecting a baby, and to celebrate this event they are hosting a party. Lucas's brother Julian and his wife Catherine have already arrived, and their sister Alex is as always running late, but Elizabeth, their mother, does not want to start the celebration without her daughter. Finn, Alex's boyfriend, would prefer not to attend. Elizabeth does not like Finn, considering him a failure, since he never finished college and makes a living selling records, specifically phonograph records. Elizabeth owns a company that produces cosmetics for older women, where Alex works as well. The young couple leads a carefree life, with no grand plans for the future or for children, and they are perfectly content with that. Late in the evening, when all the guests have already left, Elizabeth and Alex have a heartfelt conversation. The woman is worried that her daughter quit teaching, has no ambitions, and does not want to change anything in her life for the better. Alex believes she has no need to. She enjoys working for her mother, she loves Finn, even if her family thinks that a man who never built a career and spends time playing video games is not right for her. Elizabeth is forced to share bad news. Her cancer has returned, and this time the doctors are helpless. She has already accepted her diagnosis, and before she goes, wants to be sure her children will be all right. Alex cries, not knowing how she will live without her mother. Some time passes, and Elizabeth dies. Everyone remembers her as a wise, strong woman who built her business from scratch and without anyone's help. For Alex, it is an unpleasant surprise that their father came to the memorial service as well. Of course, he could not stay away, since he spent 20 years married to Elizabeth before the divorce. Alex still cannot forgive him for leaving their mother. Brad, the attorney, is ready to read the will. Elizabeth forbids selling her house for a year. Her sons will each receive 20% of the company's shares, and the position of CEO passes to her daughter-in-law Catherine. In addition, starting today, Alex is fired from her position as marketing director, according to her mother's final wishes. What they hear becomes a complete shock. Alex is upset that her mother has left her with nothing. Brad explains that the will states that Alex will receive her share of the inheritance later. The young woman does not understand anything. Brad hands her a small paper bag and asks her to open it alone. Perhaps after that something will become clearer. Back home, Alex does exactly that. Inside, she finds a life list she wrote herself at 13. The girl dreamed of becoming a great teacher, reconciling with her father, getting a tattoo, learning to drive a car, finding true love, and so on. A DVD is also attached, containing a video message Elizabeth recorded for her daughter. The woman is saddened that Alex has given up her dreams, her ambitions, her goals. She is not in the right place and seems stuck. Elizabeth cannot be there to pull her daughter out, but she can certainly leave her a shovel. For every completed item on the list, Alex will receive a new disc with a recording from Brad. When all the items are completed, she will receive her inheritance. But time is limited. If the girl does not manage to finish everything by January 1st, she will get nothing. Watching the video, Alex feels mixed emotions. It all seems too unbelievable, but Elizabeth really went through with it, believing that in this way her daughter could understand herself and live the life she deserves. Alex has 11 months. She tells her friend Megan and Zoe about it. The girl has no idea what to do. On the one hand, she wants to fulfill her mother's last wish, and on the other, she does not want it to look as if the only reason is the inheritance. Zoe suggests that Alex take this seriously. Elizabeth wanted so much for her daughter to find true love, but is Finn truly worthy of her? They moved in together recently, but only temporarily while Alex is looking for a new place to live. She does not know how serious things really are between them. At home, the girl finds her boyfriend playing video games as usual. He has no other hobbies anymore, he has no ambitions. After some hesitation, Alex still shows him the list. But Finn only cares whether she will receive the inheritance. He excitedly imagines how he will open his own gaming company, where Alex will work. Her disappointment has no limits. If this is how Finn sees their future, then she wants none of it. Alex decides to break up with him right now. It is what her mother would have wanted. Since she has nothing left to lose anyway, Alex goes to Brad and says she is ready to accept the challenge. Alex has no job, no boyfriend, so the best thing she can do is start from the beginning. The first item on the list is to learn to play Moonlight on the piano so that her mother will finally ease up on her. Alex begins practicing, though not everything is going well. The second item is to become a great teacher. She checks the websites of local schools, but there are no openings. In addition, the girl must get a tattoo and perform stand-up at least once in her life. She is very nervous before her first time on stage. Brad comes to make sure Alex fulfills the conditions of the will. At first she is not very funny, but gradually she gets into it, provoking laughter and applause from the audience. After the performance, Brad gives her the next disc. 11 remain. In her next video message, Elizabeth says that all next week Alex must do things that scare her. This way she will step out of her comfort zone. This is how Elizabeth felt after the divorce. The girl is not sure she can do it. Brad encourages her, confident that she will cope. He admits he is sometimes afraid too, especially when it comes to climbing the career ladder. First of all, Alex plans to reconcile with her father, but does not know how. They were never close. Brad mentions that he volunteers at a women's support center. That school happens to need a teacher for the upper grades, otherwise the students will not be able to finish the semester. This could help Alex fulfill her item about becoming a great teacher. She wonders why Brad is being so kind to her. He has no answer. April arrives. Today is Alex's first day at work. After getting ready, she gets on the commuter train. A guy sitting opposite smiles at her, and a sweet conversation begins between them. Alex is nervous before her first lesson as a literature teacher, and things indeed do not go very smoothly. She notices that a boy named Ezra is drawing in his sketchbook, ignoring her request to write an essay. He is a talented artist, but now is not the time or place, so Alex takes away the sketchbook, which sends Ezra into fury. He pushes the teacher. When Alex complains to Ms. Howard, the vice principal explains that all these students are very vulnerable, so the new teacher should have read their profiles first. Ms. Howard introduces Alex to the school psychologist, the very same guy from the train. Garrett explains that last year Ezra's mother died, so he now lives with his aunt and is experiencing deep depression. Alex would love to chat with Garrett a little longer, but she is running late. She has dinner with her father planned for tonight. The girl wants very much to mend their relationship, just as her mother wished, and she is trying her very best. Alex honestly tells him that she had always felt hurt by the fact that he considered her irresponsible and never supported her. Samuel objects, saying he had no reason to support her decision to quit teaching after her very first setback, an unfair dismissal. Alex reminds him that no matter what, her mother continued to support her. Samuel says that Alex greatly idealizes Elizabeth, who is far from a saint. At that moment the bitter truth comes out. It turns out Elizabeth cheated on her husband before he ever left her. It happened shortly before Alex was born. Her whole world is shattered. The next day she meets with her brothers and their wives to tell everyone that Samuel is not her father. Many years ago Elizabeth had an affair with a musician named Johnny Alvarez. Everyone is so shocked by what they hear that none of them can say a word. Now at least it is clear to Alex why her father never loved her the way he loved her brothers. Elizabeth and Samuel never told the children the truth in the hope of preserving the family, but in the end it did not help. Alex wants to find her biological father, even though her brothers do not think it is a good idea. Even if Samuel is not her biological father, he raised her. But for Alex it is important to know who she is. The girl comes to Brad's office to talk to him about it. Elizabeth never told him anything about Alex's father, but Brad is ready to help her find Johnny Alvarez. The girl receives the next disc from her mother. Perhaps it contains answers. Elizabeth urges her daughter to continue following the life list, because it is a kind of map of her life's path. Alex both misses her mother and feels angry with her. Whatever the case, everything that is happening is not Alex's choice. Once the girl played the piano, but later gave it up. She turns to Ms. Wyman, her longtime music teacher. The woman agrees to teach Alex to play Moonlight, but only on the condition that she will perform at the June concert. The girl practices diligently, determined to learn her mother's favorite composition. Samuel writes her messages, worried, but she is not ready to resume communication with him yet. Alex does everything she can to find common ground with Ezra, a troubled teenager. Yet despite her efforts, the boy continues to show his defiant nature. She turns to Garrett for help, but right now he is in a hurry because he has an event. He invites her to join him. Alex is impressed to learn that Garrett knows her idol, Patrick Ewing, the basketball star. The girl did not expect to see Brad there. He introduces her to his girlfriend Nina, who is constantly traveling because of her career. It turns out Garrett knows both Brad and Nina. While the guys talk, Alex approaches Patrick Ewing and openly expresses her admiration. Someone like Alex is not Garrett's usual type, but perhaps he has been missing precisely the spontaneity this girl has. After the event Garrett confesses his feelings to her, and she reciprocates. June arrives. Alex and Garrett are dating. The girl hopes that this time everything will be different, and she is getting ready to introduce him to her family. Lucas notes that his sister looks different, in a good way. Alex confirms that the life list has truly changed her life for the better. The man hopes his sister will find the strength to resume communication with their father. But the girl knows she must first find Johnny. As promised, she performs at the June concert, playing Moonlight. Thus Alex completes another item on the list. Alex is also working on becoming a great teacher. Ever since she began following her dreams, her life has taken on new colors. The girl has even started driving school, although clearly driving is not for her. Little by little her efforts bear fruit, and even Ezra, the grumpiest of the students, begins to soften. Elizabeth would be very proud of her daughter. So the days go by. Has Alex found true love in Garrett? Only time will tell. One day she sees Samuel on the opposite side of the street. He is truly happy to see her. Alex feels ashamed that she ignored his calls, but she needs a little more time. Brad hands her the next disc. Over these months they have become very close. Alex is so grateful that he is helping her search for Johnny. The girl also shares with Brad her worry that she and Garrett never stay at her place. They seem to live in his world, not hers. Brad simply advises her to talk to Garrett about it before it becomes too late. Alex does just that, asking him directly whether he is afraid of getting tangled up in her life. Garrett assures her that he meant nothing bad, he is simply used to controlling everything, so he feels more comfortable in his apartment. But for the sake of their relationship, Garrett is willing to step out of his comfort zone. That same evening Alex receives a call from Garrett, who has found Johnny. He lives in Vermont, still plays music and has changed his last name. The girl is filled with nervous anticipation at the thought of meeting her biological father. So October arrives. Tomorrow Alex and Garrett will go to the club where Johnny performs, and they will meet him for the first time. In the young couple's relationship everything at first glance seems fine. Garrett stays at Alex's place for the first time. She introduces her boyfriend to her friends, Megan and Nell. Megan notes that Alex has already completed many items from the list. The space next to find true love is still unchecked. Lucas and Zoe join the house party. Everyone chats, sipping wine, but Garrett is clearly uncomfortable and bored in this company. After the gathering he voices his displeasure, saying he did not enjoy all that empty chatter. He is also hurt by the fact that Alex still has not checked off the main item on the life list. Maybe she is with him only because of the inheritance. Alex cannot believe he truly thinks that. The couple ends up fighting, and Garrett walks out. The next day he does not answer Alex's calls, so Brad and Nina offer to keep her company on the trip to Vermont. The girl is very upset. For a while, she had allowed herself to believe she had found her love, but Garrett lost his nerve. Upon arriving, the first thing they do is check into the hotel. Unfortunately, Nina is urgently called back to work, and she manages to catch the last flight to New York. Alex is so grateful that Brad has stayed to support her. They head to the club where Johnny performs. Their introduction goes better than Alex expected. Johnny knew he had a daughter, but Elizabeth decided that saving her marriage was more important. Whatever the case, there are facts, and there is reality. Even if Alex has found her biological father, she cannot erase Samuel from her life. They do not get to talk for long, since Johnny has to work, but he suggests they meet tomorrow at 10 in the morning. The girl is glad she made up her mind to do this. At the hotel bar Alex and Brad drink, talking heart to heart. The girl wonders whether she should move to Vermont. Why not? Her father lives here after all. They return to their rooms completely drunk, feeling a mutual pull. Realizing it is madness and that they will regret it in the morning, they give in to passion. Brad wakes up alone and goes downstairs. Alex is sitting at a table by herself. Her father never showed up. The girl feels betrayed, barely holding back tears. The trip back passes in silence. Alex feels like a fool for truly believing a stranger would accept her. Brad says the problem is not her. Since her mother's death she seems to be seeking approval in everything. Why can't she just be herself? Alex insists that the night was a mistake. The guy admits that Nina did not leave because of work. They argued and broke up, because of Alex. Brad believes Garrett was not right for her and that she was with him only because it was convenient. These words anger Alex, and she gets out of Brad's car, leaving him with a broken heart. Garrett is already waiting for her at the door to talk. He says outright that he cannot stand her awkward apartment, her simple-minded friends, the silly books she reads. But Garrett is willing to swallow his pride and try again. However, Alex does not want that kind of relationship. The next day she learns that Finn has actually achieved success. The video game he developed is already on sale. At work, she tries not to meet Garrett's eyes. Lucas arranges a picnic in the backyard of their parents' house for his brother and sister. Going camping under the full moon, that is the 7th item on the list. Over wine they talk heart to heart. Alex tells them about meeting Johnny. She should have guessed he would not show up. Julian advises his sister to call Samuel. He keeps asking about her. Whatever happens, they will remain a family. The picnic is sweet and cozy. The warmth of family is something Alex has missed so much lately. Her brothers would like to see what is on their mother's DVDs. Alex plays the disc. Elizabeth only wanted all her children to be happy. Lucas and Julian have found their paths in life, but Alex is lost. They must all remember the most important thing. Nothing matters more than family. At last Alex meets with Samuel, and they make peace. December arrives. The girl is surprised to learn that Brad is now a full partner of the company. His schedule is packed, so Mr. Sullivan is now Elizabeth's attorney. Alex admits she has not completed every item on the list. True love continues to slip away from her. But according to Sullivan, Elizabeth anticipated that. It is impossible to find true love within a set period of time. Alex receives her inheritance, the final DVD and the family home. For her this will mean a new chapter in life. In her last video message, Elizabeth confesses that she herself never figured out what true love really is. Alex remembers what Zoe told her about the test for determining true love. And Brad fits all 4 criteria perfectly. The girl drives to him immediately, and still an inexperienced driver, crashes into his car. She has come to tell him how much she needs him. He is the one she wants to spend her whole life with. Alex welcomes the new year completely happy, in her home, surrounded by her closest ones. She is very proud of her student Ezra, who managed to get into a prestigious college. The girl has fully repaired her relationship with Samuel, and most importantly has found true love. Julian raises a toast to their mother. A new year begins. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel not to miss more exciting new products. Also, the authors will be pleased if you leave your opinion in the comments.